Hey y'all, so I am trying to, I probably should have did this before I start recording. The thing is kind of like falling down, the camera, but I'm going to be really quick here because I have several things I want to hit on in several different videos. So I'm going to try to do this one quick, fast, and I hope you guys follow me as far as understanding. First, I want to talk about Steve Harvey. And everybody's saying how, oh, he lost his jobs just because he was very complacent as far as the whole Monique situation, and how he spoke very negatively. This is my long piece of hair. I try to keep behind my ears when my natural hair is out, you know, when it's not braided up or with the seashell. But anyway, and they were saying that this is what he deserves, this is what he gets, because he wasn't for the people, he supports people. Let me tell you something. This didn't have anything to do with his coloristic thoughts or his Uncle Thomas behavior. This all had everything to do with politics and the way television networks work. They were finished with him. They took, okay, let me explain how television works. I don't know his time slots, but let's just say that Steve Harvey's time slot was daytime TV between 11 and 12. So the networks are like, shit, between 11 and 12, we're losing our core audience. No one is watching TV between 11 and 12. So bam, they go get a nigga to fill that time slot in, popularize it, because everybody loves us, even though they don't want to admit it, popularizes it, and then bam, we got this time slot popping. Everybody's accustomed to watch TV between this time. Okay, let's go get Kelly. Let's go get a white person, put it on there. Same thing with Little Big Shots. Nobody would really watch a bunch of Little Talented kids unless it was a great host behind it. They got Little Big Shots popping. It's doing wonderful. Bam. Put a white bitch in there. Okay, that's just the history of television. They always use black people. This goes way back to my LGBT political party video. This goes way back to my black people, women cannot be feminist video. Whenever they need to normalize something or make something popping or make something viable within the nation or amongst the masses, they always come get us. And y'all don't believe me. It's the same thing when 26 was going bankrupt. 26 was going under in the 90s. And then all of a sudden you had Ken and Ivory Wayans producing several shows. You had several black television shows like The Rock, Family Matters. You had all these black television shows during these prime time slots because these TV channels was losing a lot of their core audiences. You know what I mean? So they needed black television to get it popping, because what they want to tell you now that we're the minority and all that their stuff. No, they're just a dominant society and an undominant society. We're just not part of the dominant society, politically speaking. But as far as numerical value, we are the most when it comes to population. We are the majority of this population. So, and I think that it will do us some good to remember that. So whenever something is failing, whenever white people need some help, they're going to go and get black directors, black publicists, black publications, black directors, black writers, and they're going to get black TV shows on the network. Like what's the other black show about the little black kid? He played football real good. I think it's called All American or something like that. They're going to have those kind of TV shows on the networks when they're failing. Then when they start doing good, bam, they're going to replace it real quick. And you saw how fast that it lasts about 5 years in Living Color. Steve Harvey lasts about 5 years. It takes about 5 or 6 years to really get a viable core audience, and then bam, switch it over and give it to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So this didn't have anything to do with Steve Harvey and his comments and all of that stuff, and this had more to do with the fact that they were finished with him. They did what they wanted to do. And Steve Harvey not no idiot. Steve Harvey owned his television show. NBC was just his distributor. Okay? So he owns his television show. He could take that television show to Revolt, to anywhere, stream online, stream on Facebook. He could take that television show anywhere he wants to take it, because it's his television show. You know what I mean? So that's another reson why they was like, we got to get this nigga out of here. We got to make some money. You know, all we doing is distributing, which is great. We're making money, but not as much as he's making. So don't get it twisted. The man ain't going broke, and he didn't lose no jobs. You know what I mean? He just lost his distribution deal with his television show, and he could get another one just as easy. You know what I mean? So understand the way television works, and that whenever they want to make something popping, they come and get black directors. Netflix doing it right now. Look at them black shows. They're showing black people in positive light or a negative light. Depends on which TV shows or movies you're looking at. They're showing all these black people in it. You see what I'm saying? So we give Netflix about 10 years. All that shit will cease and desist. Because once they get the nigga on board, we don't realize the switcheroo till it's too late. You know what I mean? So understand that. Steve Harvey, again, he did not lose jobs. He just lost his distribution deal with NBC when it came to his television show. And he did lose the hosting gig for Little Big Stars. But they were done with him. They made those time slots popping and popular. And they got a core audience for those time slots. So now they can switch the black man out for the white woman or even a white man. And people are going to still watch it. They needed him. They used him. And they shoved him to the side like they do all other black talent when it comes to television. You know what I mean? When it comes to television. Just like they did Keenen Ivory Wayans. Just like they did the creator of The Rock. You know, who produced and directed several shows for UPN at the time that was going under. Because remember, Channel 20 used to be Paramount. Then it was UPN before, you know... No, it was 20 Vision. It was Paramount, 20 Vision, and UPN because that network had went through several owners because nobody was watching it. So then they put all those black shows on it. You know what I mean? Start rerunning black shows, start rerunning Family Man, start rerunning The Jeffersons. They were playing Good Times at one time. They were playing all the black shows. You know what I mean? All the shows. And then all of a sudden Channel 20 changed. You know what I mean? Same thing with Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer needed to make his debut as a director and executive producer. And what did he do? Make girlfriends. And then when he got a viable core audience, people started liking his work. And he started getting contacts. Girlfriend was dropped. But he has a slew of other shows. Okay, look. I'm finished with this topic. I just want to bring some light into how television works. So the same thing Channel 26 and Channel 20 did, Channel 13 did back in the day. They're doing the same thing now. They just needed to get a viable core audience, so they came and got the black person to do it. Steve Harvey owns the Steve Harvey show. He owns the rights, kind of like in music, how you own your masters. So he's not really losing. He just needs to get another distributor for his television show. He's going to be just fine. Him and all his ways where he doesn't really support his own people, care about his own people, you know. And I think it's funny how everybody was so quick to throw Monique out the window when all she was doing was actually looking out for us. We don't know how to recognize love and recognize our allies. You know what I mean? And as a people, we're going to have to do better. We have to start realizing who has our back, who has our best interests, who really cares, and who doesn't. So that's gonna happen for us one day. But we have to kind of wake up and realize that everybody isn't for us, everybody doesn't care about us, and then we have to start caring about ourselves. You know, just like the little country guy, Nas X, and you know, that country is one of the only racist genres of music that's really out there. You know, even the opera isn't as racist as it used to be because most people that can hit those high notes are people of color, melanated lungs. But country music, oh my God! And there are so many underrated black country stars that they will never put out there. So many black country stars have said, and bigger stars have stolen their stick or their music, and no one even says anything about it. I saw a white guy has a country song, not Dirt on My Boots. What's the other one? Gilbert something. Tonight is going down. Something like that. Around. But tonight is going down. That was a whole like gangster country video and everything. And he still topped on the charts. So it's not that it was too hip hop. It was that it was a black guy doing it. And then and Billy Ray Cyrus, don't let it fool you. Like Billy Ray Cyrus felt sorry for this guy. Billy Ray Cyrus saw a way to capitalize and put his name back out there, and he used the black boy in country music controversy to do so. You know what I mean? So he was just using him to kind of get his foot back out there, get his name back out there, because he knows how rednecks work. He knew that he was going to get the credit for that song, and his face was going to become the face of that song. He knew what he was doing, you know. And Paul, unsuspecting little Nas X, just trusted him and thought that, hey, what they doing to you was wrong, and I'm going to get on the song, and blah, blah, blah. He didn't have to get on the song to do that. He could have just spoke out about it and spoke out in solidarity with the young man as opposed to hopping on his track. And now they're painting his picture all around town saying, congratulations on your top hit, Billy Ray Cyrus, when it's not even his song. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, but country music is rooted in racism ever since it was appropriated from black people. And then black people have no problem letting these wannabe rappers and pop stars and stuff enter our blues, hip-hop genres when it comes to us entering one of their genres, even though we created everything, there's a problem. You see what I'm saying? It's like we don't hold nothing sacred. We let all the dogs and rats off the street come into our genres and come into our things that we do to self-express our stuff, but we can't express our ways in country music. Like K. Michelle, even though, you know, I'm not a fan of hers, she likes country music. She's a country girl at heart. You know, she's from the country, yet I bet her country music is not going to go anywhere because she's not going to be allowed to go anywhere within that genre of music. And we have to kind of understand that we allow them in our communities, but we're not allowed in theirs. We need to recreate that line and kind of desegregate ourselves mentally and stop being so inclusive in our race. Take a look at my video, The Exclusivity in the Black Community. I go into this in depth and the reasons why, so you have to take a look at that. But just to recap, the network NBC was done with Steve Harvey. They used him. They got what they needed out of him, was to popularize a very unpopular time slot, and also to regain the housewife audience that they had lost, and also to again make that little Big Shot show, which is not even a very good concept, make that pop. Okay, so now they're going to give that time stop over to a white person, who they originally wanted it for, but first they had to make it viable through us. So understand how television works, and that whenever anybody, even in television and politics, is all the same, when they want to normalize something, they have to come and get us because we are the majority. Okay, so stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to be talking about the abortion bill. Okay. So, you know, this is Black Spin, honey, and I'm out. You know, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.